why not get advice from the best in the world? So yeah, we're just gonna go over some basic technique while I get my reps in, and hopefully it helps you guys out.
I'm gonna watch you first.
Okay, I'm probably gonna go for like.
So, not bad at all, not bad at all. But the main thing that I see with her is that there's some inconsistencies from rep to rep. That's normal. How long have you been doing this?
Deadlifting, honestly, like December.
So it's common for for anybody who starts doing anything new, for the form to be inconsistent from rep to rep or even like session to session. So one thing that I did see that you were doing was moving your hands with up and down. You just want to keep it looking straight at the same point for every rep. You want to tuck your chin in, so you're not hyperextending your neck. You're also not looking down. It's neutral with like a slight chin tuck.
Yeah.
Like if you want to give yourself like a double chin, you like that. Okay, that's the first thing. Next, I mean, we can go through like step by step for somebody else. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys with me on this journey. Okay. So first things first, we're gonna look at feet position. So you want to be at a distance, at a feet distance that's comfortable to you based on your mobility limitations. Most people are limited in their adductors because it's a position that we don't usually train. So you want to choose something that you feel comfortable with initially until you gain that new range of motion. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's pretty good for you.
Yeah.
Next is the position of the toes. You want the toes to be pointing outwards towards the plate. And why is that? Because when you bend over to grab the bar, you want your shins to be out of the way. Put your feet facing forward. And now bend. Okay, see how the knees, if she does that, the knees are going to be in front of the barbell. And you don't want that. What you always want to be doing is you want to move your body around the bar and not the other way around. You want the bar to travel always in a straight path from the floor all the way up to the top. So now that we've established the position of the feet, the position of the width of the feet, the position of the feet, now we have to establish the position of the hands. So what I want you to do, Taylor, is put your hands right under your shoulders. Yeah, so that's the width that you're going to have, is going to be shoulder width apart. Sometimes, because girls are narrower, I would even advise them to go slightly inward. Yeah, but always keeping at least 2 fingers on the knurling.
Feel like there.
Yeah, that would be perfect. So you have 2 fingers on the right, 2 fingers on the left. That's perfect. And then your hands are right under your shoulders, which is ideal. Perfect. Okay, so go down again. I'm going to film it from the side. Perfect. Awesome. Now, the most important part of the sumo deadlift is the initial position. So the position, imagine like you're shooting a bow and arrow. Yep. If you're shooting a bow and arrow, you have to control the bow back, really aim, and then let go, right? Sumo deadlift is no different. It's a game of inches. So your starting position is going to determine whether or not you make the lift. The position of your hips, the most important part. So how do we determine how high or how low do our hips need to be? Lift it however you want, okay? And then from there, you're going to do a slow eccentric deadlift where you're going to bend your knees and your hips at the same time. Slow, 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 and then I want you to hold it there at the bottom. Okay, that's your starting position right there. So a lot of people tend to force the hips too low or too high because they're trying to imitate other lifter styles. And what I was explaining to you is that especially in sumo deadlift, but really in any other lift, whether it's a squat, whether it's a deadlift, clean, jerk, snatch, your body proportions, your biomechanics are what matter most. Mm-hmm. So you can have somebody that's tall but has the right proportion. So what would be the right proportion for deadlift? Right proportion for deadlift would be having long arms and a short torso, and having long femurs and short tibias. Like that would be ideal. So I have pretty good proportions. So I feel like right here. Ideally, you want your hips to be as close to the bar as possible while you can maintain an upright torso. Not everybody can do that. That's why you don't teach everybody to lift the same. Everybody has to lift according to their own proportions and according to their own biomechanics.
Yeah.
So here's the rule. The rule is put your hips where you have tension on your hamstrings. It's not, you don't have to lift like me or like you or like anybody else. Choose a starting position on the hips that allows you to feel tension on your hamstrings, not too much, not too little. You don't want to be up here, like this is too much tension. It's not a conventional deadlift. You don't want to be here because there's no tension. Right here, I feel it on the wall in my quad. So you want to be right over here. You do your eccentric deadlift where you're bending knees and hips at the same time. And you hold it there. You can even hold it a couple inches off the floor so you can find that position again. And then we start. So for somebody who's beginning, really dial that in with eccentric deadlifts, with top-down deadlifts, and pausing your deadlift at the bottom, like an inch off the ground. Okay. Now that we have feet position, toe position, arm position, hip position, then time to lift. Next, all you need to do is make sure that the bar is traveling in a straight line. Be patient off the floor. That's another important one. So I cannot tell you the importance of that first couple of inches off the ground. You have to make sure that you're building tension up and you're not yanking the bar. You want to think about pushing the ground under you at the same time that you're bringing your hips into the bar. So it's kind of like this teeter-totter movement where you're trying to utilize your body weight to move the bar.
Yeah.
So when I'm here, I have all these muscles, all the muscles of my glutes, my hamstrings, my back, that I can utilize as leverage to bring the bar up. So from here, I'm manipulating my body, bringing it in, trying to make myself tall. And then from here, just extend your knees. A lot of people start hitching, like putting their knees underneath the barbell. That not only is ugly as fuck, it's a no lift, and it's not gonna help.
I actually watched a video of yours where you said that about the leveraging, and that changed the way I deadlift so much, because I felt like before I just thought of up, like the weight just needs to come up, but knowing it changes your mindset so much when you think about pushing the floor to bring the weight up.
And driving your hips kind of
It's just, you got to get the right person to say the right cue for it to click in your mind. And the leverage thing really, because I stopped focusing on just up, it was into the floor. And that really worked for me.
So this is how you would go on that, right? You would be here, and see how my chest stays down, stays down, stays down. And go here, and that's when you extend. And another physical movement. You start here, right? You're coming up, you're bringing your hips into the bar, and at that same time, you're trying to bring hips down and into the bar and chest back. So you can use that body weight.
What about grip? Do you think, like, do you do mix?
I do mix, but
Do you think it matters?
I think it's personal.
Yeah. I just like, because I get questions all the time, why is one hand different than the other hand? I don't know why, I just feel it's easier. And just like more solid, but personal preference. Very long torso. Very opposite. My torso is really long. And I feel like sometimes compared to other people, I look way higher from the bar. Like,
Your femur, like look at the
I'm very long.
knee and the top of your hip is insane. That's what makes your sumo look like long.
And my torso is my torso is extremely long. So I just feel like everyone else is so much closer to the floor, and I'm like, I'm like all the way over here. So I should just keep my head like this.
And drop a little bit more, like up. Yeah, there.
I did pause deadlifts with like dead stop. So it just depends. If I'm trying to push weight, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but if I'm trying to like go heavy, I just go for it if I can get it up. Like if I'm trying to like go heavier for reps, I don't really care how it gets up, just try to get it up.
For me, like I think if you're doing anywhere from 1 to 5 reps, it should be like 3 sets. 3 sets? Yeah. Okay. Because it's so different it's so different when the bar starts from not moving versus when you're already moving. That retention of your hamstrings and your glutes, that's why you're getting lift faster the second and third rep compared to the first one, is because of that retention on the muscle.
Yeah, when I normally if I go heavy for like 5 reps, I have to stop because my grip lets go. So like I do 1 and it's like reset, re-grip, like my grip just stops.
You don't have any calluses, girl.
I do. I do. I also like lift with claws, but it doesn't really get in the way.
How do you do now?
No, they're fake. They're fake. But they don't get in the way. I just like my fingers start to slip and then I lift like that. What's your best sumo deadlift?
That's the one that lives in the gym. Drop is 545. What did you say?
A whole 300 pounds over my best. That's also why I'm so hard on myself. I think the only people I follow are people like you that are ridiculous. So, like I do something, I'm like, it's not even that good. There's people that are like, yeah, it is, but I'm not scared.
Comparison is the death of joy. That's the problem. So that's the only thing bad thing about social media, I think, is just how easy it is to get discouraged. And you get discouraged and see what everybody else is doing. Imagine, like, I don't know, 30 years ago when none of this existed, internet, Facebook, Instagram, nothing. You can compare yourself. You would've, imagine how positive your mindset would have been.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, I'm the man.
Okay, well, I hope you guys learned a lot from that session. I know I did, and I'll take you through the rest of my workout.